Hello guys, welcome to the video lecture. In this video lecture, I am going to teach you the concept of orthographic projections. Still, if you are not subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe and share the video with your friends. And now we can move to the concept. So we coming to the title of this topic, that is orthographic projections. Ortho means that is 90 degrees. Graphic means drawings. Projections means views. So the complete term, the meaning of orthographic projection, that is right angle drawing views. So now we can see the introduction to the orthographic projections. Yes, here we can see it is a practical solid geometry and it deals with the representation of points, lines, planes and solids on a flat surface in such a manner that their relative positions and true forms can be accurately determined. So in this particular unit we are going to solve the problems on points and lines. In the another unit we are going to discuss about we will be discussing about planes and solids, that is about third unit. So now let us move to the principle of this orthographic projections, or whatever principle of projection, whatever projection. Yeah, if straight lines are drawn from various points of an object to meet a plane, the object is said to be projected on that particular plane. The figure formed by joining in correct sequence the points at which these lines meet the plane is called the projection of that object. So I think this complete matter is confusing, a little bit is confusing, and yeah, I will explain the principle of orthographic projection again by means of a diagram in the next topic. So next we can move to the methods of projection. So if we coming to the methods of projection, there are two types. Broadly, they are classified into two categories. The first one, that is orthographic projections. So second one is pictorial projections. Here again, in under the pictorial projections we have three more types of pictorial projections. The first one is isometric projection, second one is perspective projection, and third one is oblique projection. So in this concept we are going to discuss about orthographic projections. In the further units we will be discussing about isometric, perspective and oblique projections. Now let us move to the concept or principle of orthographic projection. And if we coming to the every projection, every type of projection is having its own principle. So here in this concept we are going to see the principle of orthographic projection. Later we will be discussing about the principle, similarly the problems on remaining pictorial projections. Yes, now we can see different types of views, that means possible views of an object. So if we come into this particular object here, there are six possible views to define this particular object on our drawing sheet. So we can see them, those six possible views. So if we come into the first one, that is about front view, so we can see the front view. Yeah, for the purpose of front view we should see the object. Suppose eye of the, suppose this is the eye of the observer, we have to see the object in this direction for the purpose of front view. So this is the direction, let me show you the direction. Yeah, this is the direction for front view. So that time which surface is visible, that is ABCD surface is visible in the front view. And if we coming to the top view, we have to see the object from above the object. So in this direction we have to see the object. So in this particular direction, AB and FE, this surface is visible. So this is called top view. And if we coming to the side views, so this is the position of the observer for the purpose of front view. So this surface is located left side. So we have to see the object in this direction. We have to see the object in this direction. So that time this AEDH, this surface is visible in the left side view. This is left side view. And similarly, if we coming to the opposite direction of left side view, that is called right side view. So in the right side view, we are able to see the surface, that is BCFG. Let me write this surface name also, BCGF. This surface is visible in the right side view, and in the top view we are able to see AB and FE surface. And if we coming to the front view, we are able to see ABCD surface. And if we coming to the left side view, we are able to see EAHD. So, and we have two more views. Those are back side view and bottom side view. So the opposite direction of front view, that is back side view. So we have to see the object in this direction. So that time EFGH. This surface is visible. This is about bottom side, back side view. In this direction, we are able to see EFGH surface. And similarly, if we come into the bottom side view, the observer must be see the object in this direction. So this is bottom side view. So in this portion, GCDH surface is visible. GCDH surface. So this is about these are the possible views of any object to define that particular object on our drawing sheet. So let me show you the different types of views also. The first one is front view, and if we coming to the actual points, here actual points are of the object are denoted by capital letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. All are denoted by capital letters. But if we coming to the views, front view points are denoted by small letter with dash, A dash, B dash, C dash, and so on. Suppose we are having 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers, so we should write 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, and so on. And similarly, if we come into the top view, point representation, only small letter A, B, C, D, and so on. And if we coming to the remaining side views, all side views, left side view, right side view, back side view, and bottom side view, all side views are denoted by A double dash, B double dash. That means small letter with double dash. So once again, here we can see front view naming small letter with dash, top view naming only small letter, and remaining all side views are denoted by small letter with double dash. And once again, here we are able to see all the types, all possible views in this particular diagram. Front view, top view. If you see the object towards that means through the left side, that surface, that view is called left side view, and opposite side of direction of the left side view, that is right side view. And similarly opposite to the front view, that is back side view. And similarly opposite to the top view, that is bottom side view. So these are the possible views of any object. Yes, now we can see the principle of orthographic projections. So here this is our object, and for the purpose of constructing the projections of any object, we need a principal plane surface. So this one is principal plane or plane of projection, both are same, and this one is looking like a vertical, so that is why this plane is called vertical plane. So for the purpose of front view, here we can see, suppose this is the position of the eye of the observer. So initially the rays from the eye of the observer will meet different or various points of that particular object, visible surface points. So here this ABCD surface is visible. So from the eye of the observer, the rays will meet various points of the object in this way. So I can say this is eye of the observer. So it meet here, this is the ray from the eye of the observer to the point C, and here this is the ray from the eye of the observer from the to the point D. So in this way the rays will meet from the eye of the observer to the various points of the object. So I can say here this particular surface is visible. This particular surface is visible in this direction. So here, after meeting the rays from the object, eye of the observer to the various points of the object, those next step we can construct the projectors from those particular points to meet the principal plane. That means we are going to construct the projector. And one more thing here, these lines, projector means simply it is the line which is passing through, which is meeting the particular plane surface from the particular point. That means here I am constructing the line from point A to meet this particular principal plane, that is plane of projection. So similarly we can construct the projector from point B. So if we observe these two lines, both are parallel to each other and perpendicular to the principal plane. And similarly we can construct the line from the point C, and this line also parallel to the previous one. And next we can construct the line from point D to meet the principal plane, that is vertical plane. So in this way we can project the points. Yeah, we are constructing the front view. So here point B becomes, this particular point B, this is the projector of point B. So B becomes a small letter with dash. As I said that front view points are denoted by small letter with dash. And similarly if we coming to the projector of point C, this line is projector of point C. So C is projected onto the vertical plane. So capital C becomes small c dash because this is the front view, and capital D becomes small d dash. Similarly capital capital A becomes small a dash. So finally these 4 points are projected onto the vertical plane. So in the next step we can join all the points in the correct sequence so that we will be getting this plane surface on the vertical plane. That means visible surface, ABCD surface will be projected onto the vertical plane. So in this way we can project the object onto that vertical plane, respective vertical plane. So next step we can join all the points in the correct sequence. Yes, finally in this way we will be getting the front view of this particular object. So here this is called front view. So it is projected onto the vertical plane. This one is vertical plane. And similarly, suppose eye of the observer, the position of the observer is located above the object. That means we are able to construct top view of that particular object. That means we are able to see the top surface of that particular object. That view is called top view. So next let us move to the top view. So for that purpose also we need a plane surface for the purpose of constructing the top view. So we can take one more plane surface, that is horizontal plane surface. Yes, here this is our final view. This is also called projection. And if you observe these lines, 4 lines, these lines are called projectors. Remember this point. These are called projectors. And this is the projection. So we are looking the object from in front of that particular object. That is why this projection is called front view. So view or projection both are same. View or projection or that diagram or figure, that is called the projection. But if you coming to the projectors, these are lines. So when the projectors are parallel to each other, and here we have drawn the projectors in this direction to meet this particular vertical plane. So initially the rays from the eye of the observer will meet the various points of the object. Then after that those particular points will be projected onto the that particular principal plane. So after that we will be getting the points on that particular plane, then join them in correct sequence so that we will be getting the final view, that is called projection. And these lines are called projectors. The condition when the projectors are parallel to each other and perpendicular to the principal plane, The obtained projection is called orthographic projection. That is the definition to the orthographic projection. Now let us construct the top view of this particular object. So for that purpose, here the observer position must be located above the object. So I can say this is the eye of the observer. This is the eye of the observer. So as I said that initially the rays from the eye of the observer will meet various points of the object. Yes, in this way the rays from the eye of the observer will meet various points of the object. So these are this surface is visible in this particular position, and let me show you that surface also. That is ABEF surface is visible in this particular view, and let me show you that one. Yeah, this surface, this yellow color surface, that is visible in the top view, and after that we can project those particular points A, B and F to meet that particular principal plane. So for the purpose of top view we need horizontal plane. This one is horizontal plane. We can project this particular point also. So finally, as I said that here the top view points are denoted by only small letters. So here E becomes small e and capital F becomes small f, A becomes small a and B becomes small b. And one more thing, what is the length of this particular point? You may have that particular doubt. Each projector dimension must be same. Suppose from point E to the capital E, that is 75 mm. So here this dimension also must be 75. That means the distance between the object to the principal plane, that is 75. So I can say this is, yeah. Finally here we got all points in this way by means of joining, and if you observe these projectors, all are parallel to each other and perpendicular to this horizontal plane. So that here the obtained view is called orthographic projection. And let me show you this one. So by means of joining all the points in the correct sequence, we will be getting the perfect view, that is called top view here. So in this way we will be getting the projections of that particular object. That means that is the top view of this particular cube. So this is the principle of orthographic projection. And let me tell you once again, these lines are called rays of the eye of the observer, rays from the eye of the observer, and these lines are called projectors. And this final diagram, that is called projection, and we are constructing front direction projection, that is why this diagram is called front view. And if we coming to this particular plane, that is called principal plane. And this plane is looking like a vertical direction, so that this principal plane is called vertical plane, and always on the vertical plane we will be getting front view. And if we coming to the top view, this one is the top view. So this plane surface is called horizontal plane, that is denoted by in the shortcut H and P. And similarly, always on the horizontal plane we will be getting the top view. This projection is called top view. So this is about principle of orthographic projection. Now let us move to the quadrants, 4 types of quadrants. Here we can see what is front view, top view. Similarly, what is that means definition to the orthographic projection, and why should we use orthographic projections in the drawing. We can see these particular things. So initially front view means if the person looks an object from in front, we will be getting the view, that is called front view. So front view is also called elevation. Elevation. It is not visible. So I will write with pencil. Elevation or front view, both are same. And similarly, if the person looks an object from above the object, that view is called top view. So top view is representing by the small letters, front view is representing by small letter with a dash. And if you coming to the top view, this is also called plan. I am writing here. Top view also called plan. Position is from above the object. And similarly, if we coming to the side views, these are denoted by the small letter with double dash. And here we can see what is orthographic projection. Yeah, already we have seen when the projectors, that means lines from the object to the principal plane, those are called projectors. Projectors means simply lines which are located between the object and principal plane, either vertical plane or horizontal plane. So when the projectors are parallel to each other and perpendicular to the plane on which the projection is obtained is called orthographic projection. And why should we learn this concept in engineering drawing? Because it is impossible to represent three-dimensional object on our 2D drawing sheet with true dimensions. So by using orthographic projections, we can represent that object with true dimensions. So that is the reason for learning orthographic projections in the engineering drawing. Now let us move to the concept of four quadrants. Yes, now we can move to the quadrants concept. And as I said that for the purpose of constructing orthographic projections, we need two principal plane of projections. So those are called vertical plane in the shortcut that is denoted by small letter capital V and P. And if we coming to the horizontal plane, this one is horizontal plane. It is denoted by capital letters H and P. Both plane surfaces are intersecting with each other at 90 degrees. So the line of intersection of these two plane surfaces, that is called reference line, that is denoted by X and Y. And next, if we extend both the plane surfaces VP and HP beyond the reference line, we will be getting four quadrants. We can see how to extend this particular portion. Yes, we can extend the vertical plane downwards. Similarly, we can extend this particular plane also. We can extend this particular plane also beyond the reference line, that means towards left hand, so that we will be getting four quadrants. So by means of extending both the principal plane surfaces beyond the reference line, we will be getting four quadrants. I can give the quadrant number also. This one is first quadrant, this one is second quadrant, and it is third quadrant, and this one is fourth quadrant. And if we coming to the projections of points, point may be situated in any quadrant, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, whatever. Point may be situated in any quadrant. Suppose point is situated in the first quadrant. We can define that particular point in this way. That is above horizontal plane and in front of the vertical plane. That is what here I am writing. Above horizontal plane and in front of vertical plane. In front of vertical plane. Suppose point is situated in the second quadrant. So we can define this particular point in this way, that is behind VP. Why should we say behind VP here? Because for the purpose of front view, always we should see the object in this direction only. That means suppose object is located here, we should move to this particular position. So in this direction only. So for the purpose of front view, always we should see the object in this direction only. Whatever the position of the object, we must see the object in this direction. Similarly, for the purpose of top view, we should see the object in this direction only. Either this place or this place or this place. Whatever the place, but the direction must be from above the quadrant setup. So that here we can say this is behind VP, similarly above HP. And next, if we coming to this particular point, yes, if we coming to the third quadrant, suppose object is or point is situated in this third quadrant, we can define that particular point in this way: below horizontal plane and behind the vertical plane. Similarly, here we can define fourth quadrant, that is below horizontal plane and in front of the vertical plane. So as I said that always we have to see the object for the purpose of front view in this direction only. Whatever the position of the object, front view direction should be in this way. Similarly, if we coming to the top view, always we should see the object in this direction only for the purpose of top view. So and here one more thing, this one is looking like a solid geometry. Why should we say solid geometry? Because here I can say this line is representing length. Similarly, this is representing breadth, and this line is representing height. So we have LBH, length, breadth, height. So that is why I can say this is looking like a solid geometry, but our drawing sheet is a plane geometry, that means two-dimensional surface. So we should convert this 3D geometry into plane geometry for the purpose of constructing the projections. So how can we convert this one? By means of rotating horizontal plane in the clockwise direction to meet the vertical plane. So here we can rotate it in this direction. So horizontal plane, rotate horizontal plane in the clockwise direction. So we can rotate it in this way. And let me show you one plane also. Let me show you this quadrant system practically. As I said that this is first quadrant, second, third, fourth. So I have explained the position of each and every quadrant in the previous diagram. So here we can see how to rotate the horizontal plane in the clockwise direction to meet the vertical plane. So as I said that always we should keep vertical plane as fixed plane, and this one is movable plane, and always we should rotate this one clockwise direction only to meet the vertical plane. So we can rotate it in this direction so that we will make it as plane. So it is looking like a plane. So above the reference line we have vertical plane, here we have horizontal plane. That is it. Once again let me show you this one. Yeah. This is vertical plane, this one is horizontal plane. Rotate horizontal plane in clockwise direction. So in this way we can rotate it. Now we can see the projections according to the four quadrants. So here suppose point is situated in the first quadrant. I can say here that is point A. Actual point is denoted by capital letter A, and we can see the front view in this direction. So that time this will be projected onto the vertical plane. So this is the projector must be perpendicular to the plane, principal plane, and here point A is projected onto the vertical plane. So front view naming, that is small letter with dash. So according to this reference line, this is located above the reference line. And similarly for the purpose of top view we have to see the object in this direction. So that time this will be projected onto the horizontal plane. So here capital A becomes a small a because the top view naming, that is denoted by small letters. So as I said that we should convert this 3D geometry into plane geometry. So that time this horizontal plane is coming towards bottom end. That means downwards we have to rotate the horizontal plane. So that time point A also moving downwards. In this way this one is moving downwards. So I can say here front view is located above the reference line. After rotation has been completed, this small a can comes downwards. That means top view can comes below the reference line. So I can show the views according to the first quadrant. Here according to the first quadrant, front view is located above reference line, top view is located below reference line according to the quadrant system. That means after rotation has been completed. And now let us move to the second quadrant. That means this quadrant. Suppose point is located in this particular quadrant. Here I can say suppose this is point B, which is located in the second quadrant, that is denoted by behind VP and above HP. And similarly we have to see the object in this direction only for the purpose of front view. But here this plane is located between the observer and point. Then how it is visible? So for that purpose we have to assume this plane as transparent. So that time only we are able to see this particular point. So here this point will be projected onto the vertical plane. This is the front view. So as per this condition, here front view is located on the vertical plane. So capital B becomes B dash, because that is the front view naming representation. And for the purpose of top view, as I said that we have to see the object in this direction. So directly we are able to see this point. So no need to assume this horizontal plane as a transparent. And one more thing, here this B is projected onto the horizontal plane. That means top view always projecting onto the horizontal plane only. So capital B becomes small b, because this is the top view. So next we should convert this 3D geometry into plane geometry. How can we rotate this one? Clockwise direction. We should keep this vertical plane as fixed plane, then rotate horizontal plane clockwise direction to meet the vertical plane. So already we have B dash above the reference line, but after rotation has been completed, this one also moving upwards. So that means both views can come one side of the reference line, that is above the reference line. So this one also moving. This is because this is moving upwards. So here I have drawn one diagram. So according to the second quadrant, both front view and top views are located above the reference line. That is what I have explained about this particular diagram. And now let us move to the third quadrant. And if you coming to the third quadrant, suppose I have a point C at this particular quadrant. So we can define this one. This is located below horizontal plane, behind vertical plane. So we have to see the object in this direction for front view. So that time this object is located between point and eye of the observer. So we should assume this plane as transparent. That time only we are able to see this point because this is the position of the observer. So here front view will be projected onto the vertical plane. So I can say this is small c dash, because this is the front view naming representation. Similarly, if we coming to the top view, we have to see the object in this direction. So in this direction, this plane is located between point and eye of the observer. So we should assume this plane as transparent. That time we are able to see this particular point. So that here this will be projected onto the horizontal plane. So small c, that is top view is located on the horizontal plane. Front view already located on the fixed plane, that is below the reference line. So after rotation of the horizontal plane has been completed, this one is moving upwards. So top view moves upwards. Already front view is located below the reference line. So we can show the views according to the third quadrant in this way. Above the reference line top view, below the reference line front view. And if we compare first quadrant and third quadrant, reciprocal of the first quadrant, that is third quadrant. That means opposite to the first quadrant, that is third quadrant. Now let us see the fourth quadrant. Yes, according to this particular quadrant, I can say this is capital D is located in this particular quadrant. So we have to see the object in this direction. So directly we are able to see this particular point D. So no need to assume any plane as transparent. So here this point will be projected onto the vertical plane. So capital D becomes small d dash, because this is the front view, naming represented by small letter with dash. And if we coming to the top view, we have to see the top view in this direction from above the object. So that time we are having this plane between the eye of the observer and point. So we should assume this plane as transparent. So that time this will be projected onto the horizontal plane. So here small d becomes top view point, that is small d. So we should convert 3D geometry into plane geometry. So that time this point also moving downwards, because we should rotate it downwards, horizontal plane in clockwise direction. So that time point D comes downwards. So already we have front view below the reference line. After rotation has been completed, top view also coming downwards. So both views are located below the reference line when the point is situated in the fourth quadrant. That is what I am showing in this particular diagram. Yeah, at the below the reference line we have front view and top view. This is about quadrant system, 4 quadrant system. And if we observe this particular quadrant system, we can follow all 4 quadrants only for the orthographic projections of points. But if we coming to the lines, planes, solids, we can follow either first quadrant or third quadrant. Why? Because according to this quadrant system, suppose line, plane, solids are located either in the second or fourth quadrant, we will be getting one side of the reference line only views. So that time both the views are located one side of the reference line, means both views are overlapping, so that we will be getting clumsy views. So there is no use of clumsy views. If we follow first and third angle projections, that means first quadrant and third quadrant, we will be getting the views one side of the one view above the reference line, another view another side of the reference line. So we will be having clear view. So that is why we can avoid second and fourth quadrants for the purpose of constructing the projections of lines, planes and solids. We can follow all quadrants only for points. Remember this particular point. And we can see the difference between this first angle projection and third angle projection also. We can compare them. Yes, now let us see the differences between first angle projection and third angle projection. And I have prepared 7 differences. Let us see. According to the first angle projection, here object is situated or placed in the first quadrant. And if we come into the third angle projection, here object is placed in the third quadrant. And if we come into the second point, here object is according to the first angle projection, object is defined as above HP and in front of VP. This condition we have seen in the quadrant system. So object is defined below HP and behind VP. And according to the first angle projection, no need to assume horizontal plane and vertical plane as transparent, because directly we are able to see the object. And if we coming to the third angle projection, we must assume horizontal plane and vertical plane as transparent, because principal plane is located between object and observer. Yeah, in the fourth point, object is located between observer and principal plane. But if we come into the fourth here third angle projection, principal plane is located between observer and object. That is why we should assume HP and VP as transparent. And one more important condition, the Indians are preferring first angle projection. That means Indians are following first angle projection according to the BIS. BIS means Bureau of Indian Standards. And US people are following third angle projection. The remaining countries are following both first and third angle projection. And one more thing here, according to the position of front view and top view, we can see sixth difference, that is above the reference line we will be getting front view, below the reference line top view. So reciprocal of the first angle projection, that is third angle projection. That means top view can come above the reference line, front view below the reference line. And we have a symbolic representation for first angle. Similarly, third angle projection, I have shown this one in the previous lecture. You just copy the diagram here. And one more thing here, I have to explain one more plane. Yeah, that is the profile plane. The purpose of the profile plane, it is used for drawing side views. It is perpendicular to both horizontal plane and vertical plane. So horizontal plane purpose for top views, vertical plane purpose for front views, and profile plane purpose side views. That is it. So this is about the concept of orthographic projections. And in the next class, we can solve the problems on projections of points, similarly lines. Thank you.